welcome to another episode of Who Got the Aux Podcast. Looking to watch porn in Louisiana? Expect to hand over your ID. That is the title of an article written by Mr. Jonathan Franklin. You should check it out on npr.org. Yes, there has been a new law that I want to say went into effect January 1st in the state of Louisiana. When you're going to porn sites now, the example here has been Pornhub. When people go to Pornhub, they're getting sent to another screen where you have to enter like a digitized identification card, or basically verify that you're over 18. The same way like with a vaccine, like how you can put in your Apple Wallet. So you got to upload your ID to some app and then send it to Pornhub to verify that you're over 18. Now, originally I saw this. I thought, great. I was like, cool, this is fantastic. Doing something about the porn. I've always said too, growing up, internet was new for us. So watching porn, you were still watching VHS and DVDs. But now I was like, I couldn't imagine being a young man growing up in today's age. You go on Instagram, and I've tried this too. You can create a new account on Instagram. And let's say you haven't searched anything, it hasn't learned you on your searches, and your default stuff will be like cam chicks, thoughts, and all type of random stuff. Like, it's just forced in your face, right? So originally I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is good. But then, of course, with our laws and it's always something, right? And I've learned when something gets passed to just go ahead, find official documents and try to read it. So if you would like to, it's actually easy read. It's the Act number 440. You can find it on the internet. It explains in political terms exactly what they're trying to do. But I took Cliff Notes. So my first question is, there is technology that exists where parents can limit a child's browsing capabilities on their phones, on the internet. But if you want to go one step backwards, there should be more regulation on the access that kids have to the internet in general. But that's a whole different conversation, because that requires, parents looking in the mirror and getting their parent in question. That's a whole nother thing, right? But let's just say, okay, your kid got access, has a phone, iPad, a laptop, or whatever. There's technology where you can restrict, websites specifically or keywords specifically, same on Instagram, where you can block and restrict certain things coming to. So my first question would be, well, I know the answer, but the question is, why wouldn't the onus fall on the parental guidance? But we know the answer, right? That's why they try to say video games is the reason why my kid wants to do this, and rap music is the reason why. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's your parenting, but no one wants to admit that. But I would think that would stop everything. You don't even need a law for that. You don't even need legislation meetings. Just, hey, parents, it's a wild, wild west out there. It's a wild world out there. How about you guys, get more strict on what your kids have access to? That would be my first suggestion, but that requires too much work. Within that Act number 440, within the first sentence, it basically says it's providing liability for the publishing or distribution of material to minors on the internet. And then they go on to say that basically if your site is like 33% adult material, it's deemed an adult website. And then in that case, it has to enforce this ID thing. But they haven't really figured out what makes 33%, one, and then what makes something adult material. Within the act, they go in details about what they're saying as far as from a pornography standpoint. But of course, these laws, how do you stretch it? Because I'm looking at it, does Hooters now, when I go, if you want to go to order a Hooters or go to Hooters, Victoria's Secret, they're in bra and panties. Target in the beach section, do you get to browse video games? And then when you press swimsuits, I have to give my identification. And that's the issue. And there's articles about the privacy, your privacy's been already attacked. We already get attacked from other apps, but it's like, you're leaving it up to it's subjective. You're leaving it up to perspective. I can't think of the right word, but it's not something black and white. It's like, how are we going to deem it? Does Bud Light, I always bring that up about the Super Bowls. when they're showing these models and these half-naked women on these shows, they just blur it out, or the sexual innuendos. Like, what exactly is going to make up the 33%? That's another issue. Again, I took Cliff Notes, so that's what I'm reading from my phone. They say that, and then so my other question with the sex sites, right? Most sex sites, if I remember correctly, before you go in there, they prompt you. You know, you must be 18 and older. If not, click here. 21 and up, 18. So my thing is, those people aren't trying to attack the kids. They aren't trying to promote it to the younger generation. They're actually saying you need to be 18 and up. Some of them make you put in birthdays, and of course you can lie about it. But my whole point is, you can't punish the site if they're putting all the bumper stops saying, hey, this is for 18 and up. This is for 21 and up. Now, there's those websites that don't have any type of bumper or any type of thing. Sure, yeah, you should at least add that. But to try to either punish or have people, and it sounds crazy because it's like I'm defending porn, right? I mean, obviously, you don't have to worry. Most people would say, well, you don't have to worry about it if you ain't watching porn, right? But the fact that this went into law is where the issue is, because now you have something in writing that's saying if you want to visit a website on the internet, porn right now is porn, but if you want to visit a website on the internet, we're going to need you to take a picture of your identification that's going to have your address, your weight, your height, your face, the state, and submit that into some app. So it's already into something else. And then that's going to go into that site. Now, the law here says that they're not supposed to keep the data past the point, but we know how that is. We know how that goes. Come on now. Can you imagine? You just want to go to, again, it's porn now, but my brain is thinking past porn. But imagine you just want to go to a website. You just go on the internet and check something out, and you have to pull out your driver's license. And then they have it. Now Target has it. You know what I'm saying? They already send random stuff in the mail. We'd be like, how did I get my address? Now Target has your driver's license. Now porn sites have your driver's license. Let's say it goes into political sites, food sites, movie sites, movies that have sex scenes in them. Well, you can't access this. Now you're willingly giving it away in a sense, because they're blocking you from getting to something. It's like putting the terms and services within the apps, and you just want to get to it. So what they know, most of y'all are just going to check the box. And in those terms and services, if shit hits the fan, they got little language in there that could keep your information, all type of stuff. That's why I always worry when I see people make grand Instagram pages or social media pages for their babies. I'm like, me personally, I'm just thinking like, it's one thing for the adult to do it. We know that we're skipping turn. We know the possibility, but it's like you're giving Instagram and Facebook legal rights to and your baby's NIL, name, image, and likeness, basically. You know what I'm saying? You got a beautiful baby, and you post it on Instagram, you running a page, they can take that, sell that baby picture or whatever to Huggies, and now your baby on Huggies, you ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's smart to create a page and just sign off terms and services to these apps for babies. But a lot of people do it because, they want to grow their pages. And me personally, I think they don't know how to do it themselves. They don't have the personality or the time, but they know babies, you can't lose with babies. And so that's what I think. But back to this thing. So yeah, the issue isn't necessarily me getting on a porn or it's the fact that they're starting slowly and they're using something like porn. So even the tactics, right? Let's take something that you would think everybody is agreeing is like, yes, our children, like even in there, it says that, they're claiming pornography is creating a public health crisis and have a corroding influence on minors, which is true, right? But it's not actively doing it. See, they make it seem like these porn sites and these stars are like, let's attack the kids. No, they're making adult entertainment, which is the name of it. They're telling you on the website, you must be 18, you must be 21. You want to go in sex stores, you have to be 18 or 20. So they're doing everything to say that, hey, this is for young adults and older adults, not for teens, not for kids. If your kid or teenager gets access to it, we shouldn't be looking at the porn sites. We should be looking at the household. How do they get access to it? Consistent access. Like, of course, they can go to their friend's phone or something. But like in your house, how does their laptop get to porn? How does their phone get the porn? How do they have enough time alone to consume this? Is where I would be looking. They're trying to make it seem like that, but that's what I'm saying. That tactic of like pulling the heartstrings of the kids, our kids, and we've seen some things in this country that shows they don't really care about the kids like that. You can find stuff in the movies. You can find little innuendos and drawings and cartoons, real life stuff. I'm not going to get into, but it's like, don't act like y'all all of a sudden care about the kids. Because it depends on the kids, right? Because if a hurricane hit Louisiana, it is what it is. But yeah, so I already thought, okay, that's kind of sketchy when you're hold on, it's my alarm. When they start trying to use those tactics, right? I never trust that. And it always turns out for the worse. 1 second. Like my alarm goes off. You know what I should do at this point? Like whenever I have some pressing issues I have to like just attack real quick, I should have like some like some elevator music, right? That'd be hard. But okay, back to it. They also go on to say porn contributes to the hypersexualization. Again, true, right? We're not gonna say no, it don't. That's true, but that is not the only thing, right? I use these examples all the time because it's just the obvious ones. When a innocent kid is sitting down to watch their favorite football player play football, and then in between each commercial, there's girls and pom-poms and bathing suits and beer commercials with innuendos and little inappropriate jokes and the way they sell, Hooters. It's hypersexualization is the makeup of this entire world, or this country at least. Can't speak on the world. I haven't traveled the world, but porn is right. Like it's funny how they doing it, because you're right, porn is that, but so is like everything else that they legally allow to put out, right? I mean, you take sex ed out of school and then blame porn for the hypersexualization. Well, maybe if you taught sex correctly, the body, the mental part behind it, hormones, these kids are growing, girls are getting on their periods, and like the emotions and the things you may think, and men, little boys getting boners and maybe getting semen. If you taught all that correctly from educated people, maybe there won't be a hypersexualization. Maybe they will understand why porn is bad before they even go to it, because you teach them the mental behind it. You teach them how that's fake, how that's movies, how that's not legit. Maybe that will help putting more resources into school and putting that curriculum back into school. But they want to get rid of that, teaching them correctly. And then the parents don't have time or don't teach them, and then wonder how they get into porn. And then let's just put a law to say, put your ID in porn. Because you got to think about it. If basically, think about it like this. If you're trying to stop underage people from getting into porn, right? Okay, I'm 16, right? Well, I'm not going to put my ID in there because it's a known thing that people are asking for it. So I'm either going to find it another way, get a fake ID, but you're not actually going to fix that kid. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be like, oh, send a mail. Your son was trying to upload his ID at January 15th. You should do something about it. No, most of the people who are probably going to continue to watch porn and do it are adults who don't need to provide information, but they will now to say that they're adults. So you get what I'm saying? So now it's like, I'm giving you this information for no fucking reason. Now my driver's license, my address is in this world when I didn't even have to do it in the first place. I didn't see it. It was a 5-page thing. I didn't see anything to show that, oh, okay, you are over the age. You don't need to submit this. There's no way, right? So now they're going to be collecting, you know what I'm saying? Like, they making it seem like if I had to guess just by sheer numbers and just access, I would assume that there are more people over the age of 18 that watches porn than under the age. So now you have a law to protect the kids, but how are you protecting them when either they're not going to do it or they're just going to find another way? You can go on Instagram and see everything up until porn, which is still hypersexualization. Like, just because someone isn't butt naked and having sex and doing penetration Doesn't mean when a girl's twerking in her thong bathing suit and G-string and top that's small and curvy, those are hypersexualization as well. So then what comes? Instagram. You're going to need identification proof for Instagram. Then you're going to need it for Facebook. Then you're going to need it for YouTube. Hey, Google searches. Let's make sure. Then you're going to need it for Google searches. You see what I'm saying? When really there's already something in place. There's already a tool in place that you can block these things for adults and minors. I know most of you guys use these $1,000 laptops and phones just to take pictures and videos. There's technology built in to block keywords, to block websites, to block age appropriate. There's a lot of technology to where this law isn't really needed. So, like I said, I started, of course, we don't want our kids watching porn, but a law doesn't mean anything. Was people not smoking weed when weed was illegal? Did you not know any weed smokers? Just no weed, right? Is coke illegal? Is fentanyl illegal? Did you know people who were under 18 but still were drinking beer? Did you not know anyone under the age of 21 that just never drank? Or did you grow up with people that drank at high school parties, somehow liquor, somehow got alcohol, right? So clearly a law just means that, we have to go about it another way to get it. That doesn't save or cure anything. So it's a red flag when they're trying to push our kids, their health, this and that by asking for identification. That doesn't even make sense. The more I keep talking about it, the more that it doesn't make sense. I think I hit all the notes I had on it. They're claiming pornography is creating a public health crisis, hypersexualization. Like I say, it's called Act number 440, House Bill number 142. You can go read it. It's 5 pages, very easy to read. And, you can decide for yourself how you feel about it. But of course, I can already tell. I already know. The kids, you want to defend boys. I don't. I just read and make logical decisions. So, yeah, man. It started in Louisiana, of course, in the South, right? We'll see how that pans out. But I'm curious to see. This could be either the beginning of something bad or it seems like it is. I don't really see the point of this, but, that's where we are. Thank you for listening to another episode of Who Got the Aux Podcast. Full episodes, WhoGotTheAux.com for full audio episodes. Who Got the Aux for YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, one word. WhoGotTheAux _Twitter. My New Year's resolution is to get my Twitter popping. I'm 6 days into New Year. I haven't tweeted nothing, so I'm going to get to it. Anything else? You can check out my other 2 previous videos from this first week, basically giving you ideas on how to, attain the New Year's resolution, prepare for it, get consistent, see it through. Check those videos out. I got way more other videos, just like confidence building and how to attain your goals, and just a lot of helpful videos I think will apply, especially at the new year, for a lot of people. I'll tag a playlist. I should make a playlist too, but I'll tag a playlist to help you get to that. But I appreciate everybody that subscribe, follows, comments, everything. I love all the support, and I will see y'all at the next episode. I'm out of here.